Evening, everybody. Welcome to the second ever episode of ProxChat. Thank you for being here. It's later than it would usually be. Oh, even FCW has made it. Fantastic. Usually this would be an hour earlier, but tonight is Gamescom Opening Night Live. So I figured I would give Jeff Keighley a little bit of space. You can't hear me on Discord. That's all right. You don't need to hear me on Discord. I mean, you're the only one that's there on Discord. Discord is more for if people want to come in and talk. If that happens, I'll make some changes so that you can hear me. I suppose I can fix it anyway. As long as it doesn't ruin the stream. No music. That's a good point. Where is my music? Damn. Don't know where that went. Evening, Nate State Games. How's it going? This is ProxChat. It is the second ever ProxChat. It is just a big conversation. It's called ProxChat because if you're in the vicinity, you can come along and listen. You can join in with a conversation. You can talk to me. You can talk to each other. And we just talk about whatever we want to talk about. Like I say, it is going to include some Gamescom Opening Night Live. Have a little look at some highlights on there. I didn't watch it because, you know, who's got time for that? But we'll open it up and we'll pick some highlights and have a little look through those. So I guess it's something of a non-live reaction. It's live, but, you know, after the fact reaction. Replicant's here as well. How's it going, Rep? I can do, and I should do. Oh, I missed. Can do the little message highlights so people can keep track of the conversation easier. But I'll forget because I get distracted. I get a little bit all over the place. Starting an hour later might actually mean that I make more sense because, you know, it's the evening phase. I'm calming down. Prox. What do you mean prox? Apocalypse glasses. Yeah. Anyway, that aside, how's everybody doing? I am temperature as well. I'm too warm. The day's too warm. I rushed about like cooking and all that kind of stuff before doing the show, and I can feel the sweat dripping down my face. Actually, I can't. It's quite dry. But I'm warm. It is still too warm. Our heat wave has passed, but the world is too warm. I'm not made for this planet, or at least not this part of it. So tell me how you're doing, and we'll get to talking about some games and stuff. This is, it may look a lot like Q&A, but it's not Q&A, so it's different. It's got a tiny bit more structure. It's got the retro recall section to look forward to, because I did play my retro game as ordained. There's also supposed to be a virtual reality check bit, but maybe we won't do that this week. There's not too much virtual reality and there is quite a lot of other stuff to get through, so maybe that bit won't happen. But I do like to celebrate the past, the future and the present of games all at once. Evening, Wix. How's it going? Are you done with Power World yet? Are you done? Will you ever be done? Or is that not like your ambition for the game, not to finish at any point? I mean, you've resubscribed on YouTube 30 months in a row. What a treat for me to have known you for so long and for you to have become so helpful in the community as a podcaster and all the rest of it that you do. So thank you for that. Very much appreciated. You're here to choose my retro game. Your choice won last week. It'll be a little bit suspect if you win again, being the caster that you are. People will start calling that like it's rigged. I've set it up with you to pick the game that I want to play every week and stuff like that. So you should try and put up a bad one. Try not to win this week so we don't get accused of rigging it. You're done when you get sick of it and you're getting there. Okay, fair enough. For me, shall we talk about some games and stuff? Oh no, Isla, calm down. Calm yourself down. We're not doing the retro recall bit until a bit later. If you've fallen asleep by then your nomination doesn't count. So it is what it is. I am on YouTube and I am on Twitch, and hopefully I can't blend the chat on Twitch. They get a bit funny about it, but you can see what's going on across them, so you can still talk to each other. Do my best not to prioritize one over the other, but definitely most people are on YouTube. My background honours Chasterfief. I mean, at this point, canon-like, he's still alive, Chasterfief. He's still alive, which is very much an in-joke that even the people that are in probably don't actually have any recollection of. But yeah, Chasterfief lives, because this is from the prologue missions. You just watched Gamescom? Good, Wix. I'm going to be leaning on you for some highlights. Don't talk about sleep. That's a shame, because I was going to tell you that last night in my sleep I hit my wife in the face. But now I can't tell that story because You don't want me to. Jaws made it over. How's it going, Joy? You're on YouTube as well. I've seen you over on Twitch many a time. I didn't even know you found YouTube. Is he, though, Burly Bird Media? Of course he is. This is 3 years prior to the events on whatever it's called, Installation 04, you know? Isla remembers. She was there. Can't remember the cheese quote that went alongside it, but... I mean, you watched it, but you can't remember most of the games announced. Joe, why do you enjoy Twitch more? What are the advantages of it? I wish that I had... Like, I would like Twitch to be a bigger thing for me than it is. Because I like Twitch. You punched Jack in the face once and he didn't notice. Such was the severity of the damage that he didn't even notice. Couldn't feel anymore after that. Yeah, no, she lived. She lived. Cheese must not be compromised. Thank you. That was the quote. That was the quote. And it's still true to this day. So, enough of that nonsense. 7TV is a big upgrade if you use Twitch. What does 7TV do for Twitch? I've seen it as a load of emojis, emotes and stuff. I mean, most of your Twitch viewers are bots or artists trying to sell you art that you don't need. Yeah, Twitch is really difficult to get any viewers on, because to get viewers on Twitch, you have to have viewers on Twitch. It's just the way its pages are organized. So for everyone that doesn't already have viewers, it's nigh on impossible to get discovered by using that platform alone. You need to use other platforms to make it happen. But for me, it doesn't happen anyway. Million shorts, million YouTube things. Twitch goes unnoticed, which is a shame. It's a shame. Evening, James. How goes it? Are you on Power World right now? Games. So, retro games aside, what have I played this week? What have you played this week? Start telling me about some games, because I rely on all of you to know what I'm supposed to be playing. I played Demon's Souls. This week is, of course, the PlayStation blackout. Nobody's allowed to turn on a PlayStation. Everybody's boycotting them. Everyone is boycotting PlayStation, so the headlines have told me. Nobody is going to play it whatsoever. Nobody's going to buy anything. Nobody's going to, I don't know, like, talk about it. But my contribution to the PlayStation blackout was, I played the PlayStation, right? I turned the PlayStation on, I connected to PlayStation Plus, I launched Demon's Souls, I played Demon's Souls, but I had a terrible time. Evening, Cornish, how's it going? Yeah, no, I had a terrible time. So that counts as part of the PlayStation blackout. Bad week of Demon's Souls. Chronic witnessed all of it. It's weird because I expected like a breeze. Headlights. What? Last week on Demon's Souls, I had a breezy time. I made good progress. I knocked over a couple of bosses without really struggling whatsoever. And I thought, hey, the dark times have passed me by. The struggles of Demon's Souls, where I wrecked my build, where I ran out of herbs, where I just found myself in these pits that I couldn't get out of. They're all done and dusted, and it's plain sailing to the end of the game now. Might be one or two bosses that kill me a few times, but it's going to be pretty relatively simple. And I was wrong, actually. I died over and over and over and over and over in consistently stupid ways, consistently frustrating ways, and made no progress at all. And the problem with Demon's Souls for me is it's not a difficult game. Like none of the bits that I encountered yesterday were difficult in their own right. I reckon 9 times out of 10, any given moment in that, any particular situation, 9 times out of 10 you'll get through successfully without any kind of trouble. But there are so many of these 9 out of 10 situations strung in a row that you will die. So many of them strung in a row that, like, yeah, okay, each one of them on its own is quite easy, but you're not going to make it. You will eventually make it, right? I finished the game before. You will eventually make it. But I made it... I must have played almost 2 hours, like hour and a half, 2 hours yesterday. I got nowhere. Cornish followed on Twitch. Thank you, Cornish. I want Twitch to do better than it is, so that helps a lot. And I see you around in Johnny's streams and things too, so that's cool. And obviously you played Big Walk with us. Quaves. Oh, Big Walk. Okay, more positive. So Demon's Souls wound me up. I will carry on with Demon Souls, but it was a frustrating night of silly deaths, falling off of cliffs, getting stabbed in the back when I least expect it, and so on and so forth. But next time, I'll have the streak that I need. I'll get through that chain and actually get some boss encounters and push forwards, and it'll be fine, and it'll be a jolly evening, I'm confident. But Big Walk, we played Big Walk on Saturday after the podcast. Obviously, we played it the week prior, and actually I think maybe even the week before that. So when it first came out, we had it in the big group where Luke hosted, and we played with John as well, with Jor and Konash and Eliminator, and it was fun. But then Luke buggered off, and we lost that save file. The following week, we started again. Craig is our host now, and I wasn't too enamoured with it. I was like, it's alright. Getting stuck when you're trying to jump up rocks and stuff is a little bit tedious, but it's alright. It's quite funny in places. And then we played it again on Saturday, and it was really good this time. It was just the three of us. It was me, it was me, and it was Craig. And I don't know, we just hit the right puzzles for it to be entertaining. Most of the puzzles in Big Walk, or at least the ones that we came across, were structured around communication. So lots of like round robin communication where you can't all hear each other. Perhaps like one of you can hear one and one can hear the other, and so on. So you can talk around in a circle, or you have to relay messages by voice or by gesture to solve these puzzles and things. And we were pretty good at it, and it was fun. And we made some good progress. So I now understand the distinction between Big Walk and the array of slot games. I see it now more clearly with my own eyes. I still think it's comparable to all of the other ones. How does ProxChat work? This show, episode 13, if you just think back to how Q&A so worked, it's pretty similar, but more of a focus on everybody talking to everybody. Less of a focus on me because I am a bell end. So we have ProxChat. And it's much better. Burly Bird Media, my good friend over there in another community that's building and doing exciting things. You've been playing 007 First Light. Are you enjoying First Light? I saw Radaz saying that First Light was boring. He didn't like it. He got to the end and he didn't enjoy it. But I've seen other people say that they love it. Are you enjoying it? That's my question. I see there's a couple of people over in Discord. If you are watching in Discord, don't watch in Discord. Watch on YouTube or Twitch. But if you want to come on and talk, then you can raise your hand on Discord on the stage and you can come on and say some things. So it's not a live chat. Of course it's live. What do you mean? You're speaking live right now, episode 13. I'm responding to you live right now. You're on both. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, you enjoyed 007 First Light. Burly Bird Media, they've launched, or they are in the process of launching, it's in beta at the moment, a little app for all of their news and things. So if you are over in their community, do check that out as well. It's quite interesting. Interesting little developments for them. Episode 13, you thought it might have been you talk live on the show. Listen, episode 13, and listen more carefully than you have done thus far. There is a Discord stage. If you wanted to talk live on the show, jump into the Discord stage. It's called ProxChat stage, and raise your hand. And when the opportunity is there, you can talk. You can use your voice. You can use your face. You can use your toes. Don't use anything between your face and your toes, because I don't want to get in trouble. But that's like those are the boundaries. Nothing in between the face and the toes. Thank you. Burly Bird Media. There's a lot more in between moments where you can poke around, or you can just wrestle through. Taxing mode is great for practicing combat. You think IO knocked it out of the park. I'll get to it at some point. Luke Steele. 007 is great. I have spoken. Yeah, but that's vague, Luke, because you could be talking about like the character, films, previous games. Nobody knows what you're talking about. You have spoken, but you are a little too ambiguous for a lawyer. You know? Riley, you got a twirl. I would like a twirl. No, I wouldn't. I don't eat food. It's not good for me. Tell me some more. Tell me some more things that you've been playing. So I've done Demon Souls for me. I've done Big Walk for me. What else have I played? Okay, I went to the original Halo. Because I've got... Patrick Gibson is an amazing James Bond. I I take your word for it. I don't know who that is. I've never heard of him. Is this a real person? I'm not a James Bond like fanatic, so I couldn't go back. I know of like Sean Connery and Pierce Brosnan, and that's about as far as I go. Nobody newer, nobody older. Eat food, idiot. I did eat food. I did eat food. A little bit. Radders is here. We were just talking about 007, Radders, and Luke is authoritatively claiming that 007 is great. But I did represent your side of the argument by saying... Oh, Konash, that makes sense. You're talking about the game that we're talking about, the actual conversation that's happening right between us right now. And you're being incredibly relevant by saying that the actor in the game that we're talking about plays the role very well. And I'm sitting there going, what film is this? I am only 43 years old, sir. I don't know what you're referring to. But no, I get it. You're talking about the game. Very sensible choice of conversation. You're better at this than I am. Radish is super excited with all the Witcher 3 news. Was there Witcher 3 news today? Did they show the expansion at Opening Night Live? We're going to get to it. We'll open the YouTube and see what the fanciest of trailers are in a minute. Are we guessing the theme today? Final Fantasy XIV Trial. The Trial. You can guess the theme if you want to, but you didn't quite nail it there. Radda says that Luke's taste is awful, which is... there are people that would argue with you about that, Radders. There are people that go and watch the Roundtable podcast at the weekend specifically to catch Luke's recommendations. So... First time being alive, are you 43? First time being... I don't actually know that. Am I 43? I think I am. I get that wrong sometimes, but I feel like I am. I don't feel like I am, that's a lie, but something in my brain is telling me that's the correct answer. Luke, you can't take Radha seriously with Wukong as his game of the year. Uh-oh, things are getting nasty. Personal now. Burly Bird Media, Witcher 3 remastered. They've updated movement and traversal. So they're going... Wait, they already remastered it. They already revamped the combat, or at least the combat camera. So now they're doing a new remaster of Witcher 3 in time for the expansion. Does that mean that the expansion doesn't work with the base game? How are they selling this to me? Do I have to buy The Witcher 3 again in order to play the Songs of the Past content? I'm not complaining about that. I'll gladly do it. Wow. I don't have any money, but, you know, by the time that comes around, like next year or whatever it is, hopefully. When does it come out? It's going to be this year. Oh, it's a major update. Oh, Witcher 3 update has been on the, replay has been on the cards for me anyway, because it is brilliant. Oh, Burly Bird Media. CD Projekt Red are like their old selves. They're giving a free update to the base game. Ah, I feel guilty about that. Do you know how much I paid for The Witcher 3? Guess how much I paid for The Witcher 3. This isn't like a fantastic game or anything. It's going to get tired pretty quickly, but just throw some numbers. Humour me. Guess how much I paid for The Witcher 3. I have mentioned it before, so this is like a test for you. Do you remember? Does anybody listen to the silly stories that I tell? Remaster of 3, and they've made Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine free as well. I've never played those, which is one of the reasons that my remaster is on the cards. I know that they are supposed to be brilliant content, and I will get there. Radders, you paid £5. Replicant, that's a very sensible guess, to be fair. So it's for context, because these are very lowball numbers, I got it before it came out. Like this was not I played it before it came out, but I bought it, I pre-ordered it. I got it ahead of launch so that I could play it on day one. So the launch price of the game. What did I pay for the launch price? And Radders, you've already bought it twice because you bought it on PC and you bought it on Xbox. So what else are they changing? Because the they already added ray tracing to it, didn't they? I guess, do you know what? Let's find out. Let's open YouTube. Do some of the fancy stuff. Opening on live. Gamescom. I'm assuming there's going to be a nice repository of trailers. So I'll look at the Gamescom channel first, and then I'll look at Jeff's channel. Speaking of, before I look at The Witcher, I'm still disappointed that Jeff hosts this thing. I don't mean to be disrespectful to Mr. Keeley. He does good stuff with Summer Game Fest and with the Game Awards. But give us a break. Someone else can do Gamescom. Surely. Surely. $34.99 wrap. £100, James. No. Okay, I bought The Witcher 3, and I'm hopping between topics again. I bought The Witcher 3 ahead of launch for £11.50. £11.50. And I feel bad about that. I actually accidentally bought it twice as well. The price was so good that I hit buy twice. I ended up with a spare copy of The Witcher 3. Which I gave away, obviously. But, yeah, £11.50. That's what PC gaming used to be like. The stuff you could get on key sites back then. Crazy. And this wasn't... like, Witcher 3 was Bandai Namco published, so... It wasn't actually supposed to be that cheap, but it was. No worries on the app shout out and the jolly listen. Put it in the Discord. You want to see what it looks like? Wait a minute. I should check what we're talking about because that could be anything. Could be. Oh, it's a statue. Luke has got a statue from the collector's edition of The Witcher. Cool. CD keys. It might have been CD keys. I actually can't remember. CD keys is loaded now, and it is still worth a browse. Not to shill for a website. £11.50 is nearly enough for a Freddo. Back in those days, it would have got you a lot of Freddos because it's like a 10-year-old game. But yeah, things have changed. What was I doing? I was going on to Gamescom. Road to Gamescom. What's all this? Why have Gamescom not put a nice neat ordering of the trailers from today on the website? They really haven't. They really haven't. This is a disaster. I was relying on this. This was going to be my my vehicle for carrying the show today, was to get a nice playlist of all the trailers from today. Luckily, Jeff Keighley's come through. I'm so glad that he's involved in the show. No, that's Summer Game Fest. What's going on? Nobody's uploaded the trailers for me. Puts a little spanner in the works for what I was planning to do, but Amina sent me a link. Come to save the day again. I told you, it's great to have you around. Games recap. That's your... Oh yeah, you've mentioned that before. Your website that has everything. Got it. Let me browse. Okay. Okay, let's have a look. This is actually really helpful. Thank you, Amin. Fantastic timing. Let's maximize that. Mute it, because I don't want that kind of noise. Can you hear that? You can't, so it's fine. I still want to mute it. Where's the audio controls? Mute. Okay. 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 Going on to YouTube. Going on to YouTube. Fuck. I clicked the wrong thing. Here we go. A little trailer for the remaster. It is a little trailer for the remaster, but it's coming up. It's coming up if I can remember the button. Boom. Oh, that didn't fade right. Nonetheless, ignore the slight glitch in the transition. Footage captured on a high-end PC. Google Worms. I saw something of Worms, but it's like a tactics game. Nobody cares for a Worms tactics game. You did say they're also making some other kind of Worms. For now, let's focus. Radis, you're going to wear your cog tags on the Gears launch. I do think... I've not actually watched like today's Gears trailer, but I already am anticipating that the campaign for Gears will be really damn good. That one's gonna do it for me. Whoa, they've got new effects for the Witcher signs. Revamped mount handling. That's good. Enhanced monster behaviors. Oh no, I'm in trouble. The skill tree revamp hopefully is like they did for Cyberpunk, where they made everything really interesting after a kind of timid start, tame start. And so much more. Foliage shading rework, HDR improvements, some other things, the expansions. Okay, I mean, I'm definitely going to wait for this to come out and play The Witcher 3 again at some point. There's quite a lot of long games that I want to play there, because I still want to play the Xenoblade games and like all of the Final Fantasies and blah 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 blah. The theme is wait a second. Let me just switch back to here for a second. And is it going to? Oh, that doesn't quite grow right, but it's almost there. That was almost really good. Mega Man skin for Pragmata was a crowd pleaser. That's a weird one. I'll take your word for it. So, James, the theme is from Final Fantasy 3. I believe maybe it's in Final Fantasy 14 as well. But yeah, the OST is from the Final Fantasy 3 Pixel Remaster, which is another thing I sort of played a little bit of this week. Very little bit. Get him? Get who? What's happened? What? Who are we getting? What's happening? Am I, like, should I be feeling endangered right now? Because I don't. I feel okay. That was The Witcher. Didn't expect to see. I knew that we were going to have the expansion content, but I didn't expect a nice little tidy up for the base game. So I'll take that as a win. Happy days. Let's see what else we've got on Gamescom, which isn't a very smooth transition into what will probably be the bulk of what we talk about today, because it makes sense, doesn't it? Opening night live just happened right before this, so we had a look at that. There was a Final Fantasy VII Revelation trailer, and I don't want to watch that, but those that do, was it good? Does it look exciting? I ain't put worms in my shoes. I like my shoes. They're like good shoes, and they're quite comfortable without worms in them. So, or if you're going to, can I at least nominate which shoes you put the worms in? Because I've got some horrible old ones that would be fine. Rad, says the Witcher DLC launched the same day as the remaster. It is a question I can't answer for you. I know nothing. So next year? Wait a minute. So Luke, does that mean the DLC comes ahead of the remaster? What's the order of events here? How are they distributing this? Because no one's going to play the remaster. Oh, the remaster is this year and the extra content is next year. So they're giving people a chance to get through the base game and the 2 prior bits of content before the new one drops. Okay. Cool, I can do that. I can use the breathing space. That means that the extra content is going to come out like when Final Fantasy VII comes out, probably. 2027. When's the next Skyrim remaster? Good question, James. It's coming right around the corner alongside the next Last of Us Part 1 remaster. So look forward to that. They're changing something about Skyrim. I saw a warning that everybody's mods are going to break because of an update that they're putting out for that, which is terrible if it breaks. The problem with Skyrim mods is they're very important to Skyrim VR, and there's a lot of overlap in the mods between what works on Special Edition and what works on Skyrim VR, because Skyrim VR obviously is the same product but not updated in the same kind of capacity. So a lot of the Special Edition mods work with VR at the moment, and if they break it all, that would be a disaster. Yeah, the Fallout one's later, right? And also expected to break everything. And yeah, I mean, fixing stuff by breaking the stuff that I care for. Rather they didn't. Sprayed everywhere, hang about. No, let's not delve into that one. Let's not. Resonance, the new Plague Tale game, looked good. Did they show that again? Does it look better than it did in the previous trailers? I guess I could have a look at that if I can find it. There were quite a lot of things at this show, wasn't there? Lego Skylines, Transport Fever, Exterminators, Path of Exile 2, Turok Origins, Crazy Taxi World Tour. Oh, I'm going to look at that. I'm going to look at Crazy Taxi. It lets me play the trailer on the YouTube in full screen from the beginning. Don't have high hopes for Crazy Taxi, I'll be honest. Oh, it's really disappointing me that the chat's not doing what it's supposed to. Anyway, Crazy Taxi. The best hope for it is that it does have a multiplayer focus this time around, as far as I know. Yeah. Like, I'm a Crazy Taxi head. That was my generation. I enjoyed it. And I want to, like, for nostalgia's sake, I want to say this is going to be great, but I don't actually think it's going to be great. Yeah, it might be fun for 10 minutes or so, which is basically all Crazy Taxi needed to do the first time around. You don't see the trailer on screen. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I balked it. So I'm going to do it again. Let's repeat that whole bit of conversation. This is Crazy Taxi and them things that I just said. James, you were 16 years old when Skyrim first came out, and now you're 32. All right, don't show off. What are you doing? Get out. Your birthday is a week after the original Skyrim came out, and you feel old. Yeah. Well, James, thanks for that. Love it when 32-year-olds complain about how old they are. Anyway, Crazy Taxi, huh? Is it too small? Can you see that well enough? I think it's fine. I like the little presentation that I do for this show. Stupid as it is, I like the way that the background is like blurred out and dimmed when I show trailers and things. It's good. Ooh, that's a relief. Taxis, they are pretty crazy, Luke. But I'm not convinced that they were actually taxis. Suppose so. Evening, Craig. We were talking about you at some point. I've definitely mentioned your name more than once. What was that for? Oh, I was talking about Big Walk and the fun we had relaying messages through dances and gestures and words and rituals. And how much better it was. So, Luke, actually, you missed out playing. I should probably save that conversation for the weekend, but you missed out a little bit playing Big Walk with 2. A lot of them puzzles will be reduced to like a whole different proposition with 2 instead of 3 or 4. But there we go. We can talk about that on the Round Table podcast. No, we can't because you're away for the weekend. So look, as you're not here this week, yeah, them puzzles, they wouldn't have worked the same. Some of them in particular were very reliant on relaying messages between 3 people. I'm sure they restructured them to a more basic variant, but Craig, I think that we will play more on Saturday. I think we may as well crack on because I'd quite like to see the rest of that one through to conclusion now. So, James, are you trying to have a fight with Chronic? Oh no, you're trying to offer support to Chronic. Okay, well that's nice. I know, Luke, I get that they scale the puzzles, but like most of the puzzles that we did on Saturday, the whole mechanism was relaying messages between the 3. So you couldn't directly give each other the answers. You had to whisper it across people. There was one that was like rooms full of radios. One person could speak to the second, and the second to the third, and the third to the first. And you had to communicate the answer across the broken conversation. With 2 people, that whole puzzle would just be like, you just have a conversation about what the answer is. So it's just you maybe missed some bits and pieces that were quite entertaining. But obviously you enjoyed the game well enough, so I don't think it's done any major harm or anything. But basically what I'm saying is you should probably try and join us when you can to see the bigger versions of them, because it's cool. It's cool. Anyway, we were looking at Crazy Taxi. We're done looking at Crazy Taxi because there's not much more to say about Crazy Taxi. It's a clever scale up. Yeah, but there was a neat one. It had like a little orchestra theatre where one person's manning the lights and stuff. One person is on the stage side of it, and one person is underneath the stage pressing the buttons. So you had to relay through gestures, bouncing it from person to person, and it would just be very different with 2 people. But jealous that you finished it already. I am envious of many things about you, Luke. Your completion of Big Walk, not among them. But let you know when Worms. You really want me to look at Worms? I'm just going to upset you by saying bad things about Worms. But you asked for it. And I will make it happen as soon as I find it. Wait. Someone mentioned a Dungeons and Dragons game of some kind, which I will also check out in a minute. Blood of the Dawnwalker was there. Game of Thrones, I might have a little look at that as well. Exodus is probably worth having a look at. Warlock is the name of the Dungeons and Dragons game. There's a lot here. Rayman Legends, Mega Man, Loft Song, Silent Hill, Resonance, Sea of Remnants, Crimson Desert, Tides of Annihilation. Didn't that already happen? Oh no, I'm thinking of something else. An answer. Don't know what that is. Gears of War. We're going to have a look at Gears of War. But I've had an insistence on Worms. And I can't find it. Worms Galactic Tactics. Thing is, it's not going to be the first time that I've said this. Tactics games. I really like tactics games. But not for the moment to moment. Not for the gameplay as such. Like, the gameplay is there and it's functional and nice and I like it. But it needs some compelling hook to carry me through a tactics game. It needs usually a good story. Usually it's the story that will carry me through. There might be other things that could like fill that void if the story is mediocre, but typically I play those games for the story. This is a Worms game. Let's take a look. Wait, I'm not ready to take a look. Calm down, I'm getting there. Here we go. Worms Tactics. Didn't come up. Worms Tactics. There's a Rainbow Six Tactics game. I mean, you could choose to tell a story in the Rainbow Six universe, I suppose, but I'm not enamored with the idea just based on the name. Worms go with hooks, typically. What? Oh, fishing. Don't like fishing games. You bet Worms has a great story. Radders, the only content creator who moans about content. There are loads of content creators who live off of negativity, who thrive in that space, who antagonize for clicks, who bait and complain about things that are cool. Is Worms Tactics really one of those things? Are you telling me I should be overly positive about what I'm seeing here just because it's new? Up there with Baldur's Gate 3. Press this. It does have a tiny teaser at the end to say that they're making actual Worms as well. Doesn't have a name. It just says Worms, also in development. But I'm assuming that's like a classic Worms. This looks like you have a rash, Radders. Thank you for sharing. I'm not going to say anything negative because I don't want to like be that content creator that moans about Radders having a rash. Rip it to shit, you like it? Oh, okay, you like it when I shred stuff rather than you like the game and therefore I should be horrible about it. No Law and Metro 2039 are looking good. I'm not going to look at Metro, they always look pretty. And I'm not going to look. I'm going to look at Gears of War next. Wait there. Shall I look at Gears of War? See, Gears of War falls into the camp of things that I wouldn't typically watch because I know I'm going to get it. Like, I know I'm going to get Gears of War. I don't need the trailer to try and... Oh no, I closed the wrong tab. I don't need the trailer to try and sell me on Gears of War E-Day. Not only because it's on Game Pass either. Like, even if it were not being put in my pocket, in my downloads list, ready to play, I'd still have to get a hold of Gears of War, right? But I'm going to put this trailer on. I'm going to put it on. I did see it was a little bit unfortunate for not for anyone in particular actually. Nvidia was showing one of the new RTX features, RTX Geometry they called it, and they showed it on Twitter. With one of those comparisons where the green line goes swoosh swoosh, look at the difference. This is with RTX Geometry on and this is with RTX Geometry off. And I was squinting at my phone trying to see a difference. Like, you're aware that this is Twitter and it compresses everything to shit. This particular feature that you're showing off is quite subtle. Quite a subtle look at fine detail that I cannot see in your comparison. I'm sure it's wonderful technology though. You saw it as well, Luke. I was just watching it go back and forwards like, is there something different in the glass maybe? Is the reflection going to be a bit more crispy? I'm not sure. I can't really see anything right now. And that's why the show started late, because I was squinting at this little comparison. Do you know what music this has got? How they're showcasing this? I ask because music has obviously been a big part of previous Gears trailers. Nvidia have a Gears technical showcase today. I can believe it. This is like a story trailer. And, you know, it's very nicely presented. I want to see the game. I don't want to see the game. I already said I'm getting the game. Be consistent, me. Go all over the place and say things that aren't me at all. Consistently negative. That's me. Gonna say how much I don't like something about Gears of War. I don't know. Did it have women in it? Can go for that kind of like that grift angle. That does well for people. Get upset by something like that. With their purple skies somewhere. Can I get mad at the purple? Oh, Gears of War, isn't it? It doesn't have purple in it. We updated a general Gamescom video that includes the comparison that I was talking about. Apex Nova, thank you for following the channel over there. I hope you're a real person. I have to hesitate to be sure, because you're over on Twitch and most of the people that I find over there want to sell art or sell me bots. But welcome anyway. If you are real. Excellent. Oh, you've even said hello. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic. So that was Gears of War. What else should we look at from Gamescom? James, you hate looking at game trailers. Now you just buy it and don't play it. Bloody Final Fantasy XIV. You did play Palworld a lot, so you do deviate from Final Fantasy XIV occasionally. But you've picked up some retro games recently, James. You've gone around picked up some Xbox 360 games and things like that, which is impressive. I do, Radders. I've got a very bisexual background today. Now that you mention it, I hadn't considered that. Yeah, very purple. No, not many points available for recognizing this. It's quite an obvious background if you do get there. Apex Nova, you have followed. Thank you for that. Appreciated. Welcome along. Feel free to listen in or talk to people, whatever you're comfortable with. I mean, you're not a fan of the bad guy in this Gears game. You don't hate him, but you think the first Gears of War game had a better villain. See, I don't know the villain, and I don't need to know the villain ahead of time. I'm sure it was present in that trailer that I just watched. But you want to see Exodus? Exodus has been noteworthy for a while, right? As a hope of something to fill the Mass Effect gap. Let's find the current, most recent Exodus trailer then from today. As you've mentioned it, I'm assuming it is holding up and is looking promising still. Exodus is... Oh, let's watch Transport Fever 3 instead, because I can't find Exodus. No, I'm going to find Exodus. Must be on page 2. It's on page 2. Hang about. It's not. Going to start this again. Talk to each other while I focus intently on this list of trailers. It was at Opening Night Live, right? There it is. There it is. Here's the game. Hopefully opening up on YouTube. Come on, open on YouTube. Here we go. What? It didn't open. Bear with me a second. It's being silly. Expand. Age restricted. Watch on YouTube. This is age restricted, so if you are over whatever the maximum age is. Pete, I think I don't want you to watch it. Wait, I didn't bring it. Didn't bring it up. Here comes the age restricted anti-Pete trailer. See, the restriction is probably at the other end of the scale, but... Okay, so we've got a Dungeons and Dragons dice. And a little octopus thing in a mech. I'm liking it. Maybe. Here we go. Here's where it suddenly looks very Mass Effect. Obviously other third-person sci-fi shooter games do exist, but you know what I mean. Apex, thank you for the what. I forgot to mention I've been playing Halo, but we can save that. We can save that. Oh, now it just looks like Outriders. It's all fallen apart. It's gone from Mass Effect to Outriders in the space of 12 seconds. Wait a minute, who's tragic? Is it me? Is it because I said that? Am I being negative again? I don't mean it. Oh, Rep is dead too. What did Rep say? Wait a minute. Oh, you're not overly excited by Gears? Okay. Why's that, Rep? What's it not doing for you? Do you just not like the series in general? Or do you not have faith in just this particular iteration? You're going to be doing what, Luke? What game are you talking about? James has been resubbed over on Twitch for 3 months. James is also subbed on YouTube as well, and generally very generous with gifts and things like that. So appreciate it. Thank you. Polar Nights is sticking up for me. I'm not negative. My British, this is as normal as a cup of tea. Yeah, but the people accusing me of being negative, them's Brits as well. You know? You're talking about the game on screen. You're going to play as Jun, the female octopus mech rider. You make no sense, Luke. How can you even tell the gender of a squid, octopus, whatever it is? Speak sensibly. I don't know what you're talking about. Which is fine. Which is fine. Hype Train has started because Radders has subscribed over on Twitch for the 18th month, which is awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. See, I say like, oh, my Twitch doesn't really get people over, but look at my masses of subscribers and my Hype Train and all of this kind of stuff. It's going so well. Excuse me, Luke. Excuse me. Hollow Knights, you never listen to anybody when it comes to a game. If you like what you see, you will try it. But Polar Knights, I'm here talking. You have to listen a little bit and you have to do as I say. I have probably awful taste. You shouldn't listen to me at all. You keep doing what you're doing. You play what you want to play. If something takes your fancy and you've got the means to play it, have at it. Who's a better judge than you, eh? For your own taste. James, you can confirm YouTube is behind than Twitch. It shouldn't be very behind in this case, because it is, when I do game streams, YouTube is quite a long way behind Twitch, because I do the whole 4K HDR and stuff like that, so it gets like 20-30 seconds behind. This kind of thing, there's 1080p stuff, this should be pretty close between them, unless I set it up wrong and didn't click the ultra low latency setting, which is possible because I'm a twat. But don't tell anyone I told you that. You form your own opinions. Don't take my word for it. Polar Knights, you've been playing this new British standalone survival game. It is brilliant. Yeah, but you have to give me the name of it. You have to tell me what the game is called. Because I don't know all of the British games just because, you know, it's called Brexit. Oh, damn. You would have enjoyed... what year is it now? 2024 era. 2016 to 2024 era, and probably continuing now if you get to see him. Burly Bird Media will hard Brexit everything as often as he can. It's one of his catchphrases. Yeah. You're not wrong. Survival it is. So, that aside, Radders, Gears 4 and 5 are trash, and you love Gears. I really... laughed when Gears 5 tried to be serious and give you an impossible decision between like save one, save the other, and I was just like, please let me kill them both. This game has not sold these characters to me. I don't want either of them around. Please let me kill them both. But it wouldn't let me kill them both. I had to just choose one of them to die. Is that a spoiler? I hope that's not a spoiler, but yeah, Gears of War 5. E-Day on the other hand, see, 4 and 5 were still, like, remarkably pretty. They still played pretty well. Not as well as the first one for me, but in keeping with the direction that like 2 and 3 went, where it became more of a stop and pop rather than a flank and spank. Flank and spank is what they should use. Stop and pop is the term that like became kind of commonly used for third-person cover shooters, and it makes sense for a lot of them. It was one of the worst things about the Order 1886. If you ever played that, you could get through the entirety of it 6 hours of gameplay. Aside from some werewolf bosses, it was very much a stop and pop game. You found your bit of cover that was a good bit of cover, and you just popped up and shot everything. You know, stop and pop, stop and pop. But Gears of War 1, that popularized the stop and pop like genre, should have been called a flank and spank, because really that's what it was trying to get you to do. You weren't supposed to sit beside like a single bit of cover and stop and pop. You were supposed to flank and spank. So that's what I'm calling for Gears of War E-Day. A return to the flank and spank. You can carry on with the spectacle that Gears chased from their forwards, 2 and 3 and so on. They were all full of spectacle and wonder, like big stuff going on. But give me the flank and spank gameplay. That's what I need. Look, you got a Gears statue on order, so you don't actually have it yet. You've got one on order. What is it? Is it Maria being shot? James, the map in Power World is hard to navigate. It's the floating islands. I've heard of these floating islands. I never got as far as those. But my wife says they're easy to navigate and you need to get good at navigation. She's a bit harsh like that. She didn't like actually say it either. I put those words in her mouth. But Hype Train ended at level 1. That's fine. Thank you for the people that did that little subscription and boost. This tree needs to get good. Yeah, everybody does. Speaking of, damn, am I bad at Half-Life. We'll get to that in a minute. That's the retro recall section, which we do have to get to soon, because I do need to go to sleep soon, unfortunately. What other games should we look at from Opening Night Live? Marcus having a nap. He's a statue, Luke. Statues don't move, Luke. They're all having a nap. Yeah, do post it in the Discord. Do post it in the Discord. But also post these statues that aren't asleep. Curious. Tell me some more, because people did name some other games that they wanted to see, but it's hard to concentrate for as long as that. We looked at Gears of War. Gears is a no-no. They're as fun as Debbie Do Hole 1.5. What? I'm going to put that on screen and other people can translate it, because I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I think you mean Gears of War 1 to 5 are all dull. Dull as Debbie Do Hole. It's not an expression I'm aware of, but I'm going to try and adopt it. I'll try and use it in conversation tomorrow. See if people like respond as if it's a real phrase and I've used it well, or if they look at me like I've just made something up, and then we'll know. Then I'll know. Warlock. Yes, I mean, thank you. I'm curious about that as well. I've never played actual Dungeons and Dragons. My only exposure to Dungeons and Dragons is the millions of games that adopt some of its systems in some capacity. But aside from that, like actual Dungeons and Dragons, there was Turbine released a Dungeons and Dragons game. Turbine made Astronaut's Call 2, which was one of my favourite games ever for multiplayer. I loved Astronaut's Call 2. But as they crumbled and got torn to pieces, they released a Lord of the Rings MMO, and they released Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not sure you'd quite call it an MMO, but it was sat somewhere on the line between like a co-op online game and an MMO, somewhere in that little gap. And it was kind of interesting because it was like, it really lent into the idea of the tabletop. It had systems and gameplay like you'd expect from an online game, but it had a narrator. So as you'd enter a room, it would tell you about the sights and sounds and things like that. And it was kind of cool, actually. But it was a bit too... it was a bit too Dungeons & Dragons. It kind of required like a social group and a schedule to play and get the best out of it. You had to have your Dungeons & Dragons tabletop group that you'd agree to meet at a set time every week to really get the best out of that game. I've never played Dungeons & Dragons beyond that. And I've distracted myself. I'm staring at the screen, not actually finding the trailer, but it is going to be there any moment. Maybe we should watch Transport Fever 3. For some reason, that one, it keeps sitting right in the middle of my screen going, wow, You could watch Transport Fever 3. And like the answer is no, I don't want to watch a trailer for Transport Fever 3. I want to be respectful, but it is not a game that I'm interested in, you know. But here we go. Here's some... It's so annoying. What is this? Why is it 8 minutes long? Why is it 8 minutes long? Oh well, I can put that up and forget about it. Here's 8 minutes. Dungeons and Dragons. Warlock, Dungeons and Dragons. I'm going to go like make a second dinner or something. A doobie-doo, yeah. Who was responsible for the doobie-doo? It sounds like a Luke thing to say. Was it Luke that put up a doobie-doo? Craig, you're looking forward to stage tour. Did they even show that at Opening Night Live? I know you're looking forward to it. Like, I'm aware. I would look forward to it if like, I don't have the circumstances to like ever play that, so I'm not looking forward to it in the same way that you are, but I'm happy for you. For those that don't know, Stage Tour is the Guitar Hero, actually probably more rock band, like full-on setup, isn't it? Of old, so you can get your little drums and your fake guitar and have a rock band session. They did show it. Oh, it's not going to trailer well though, is it? Probably a way to get it working on PC. Yes, James, everybody loved Guitar Hero when you were a kid, and we were probably not kids because you're 32, we know. Yeah, Guitar Hero was awesome. And I had, I had Guitar Hero, was it Guitar Hero or Rock Band that came out on the Meta store? That wasn't the same at all. It was a virtual reality version of it that was the same. It was conceptually quite cool. The guitar was a whole different beast to what you'd have, but you'd play in VR and you'd be on stage and there'd be people everywhere and you could do your Rock Band stuff, and it was well implemented, except they forgot the thing that made Rock Band and Guitar Hero fun were playing with other people, and you couldn't do that. So it was a lonely solo virtual reality experience that is one of the only games that's not better in VR. Most games are better in VR. Guitar Hero or Rock Band or whatever, whichever one it was, not better in VR. Funny, huh? Splash damage. Who's been damaged here? Who said what? Through the Fire and Flames on Guitar Hero 3 was so hard. Did you do it, James? Did you play that one on Expert? That was the like notorious hardest one if you played Through the Fire and Flames on Expert. James, Freddos were 20p when you were a kid. Was I alive in the 10p era of Freddos? Must have been. Must have been. So if this is this a multiplayer game, do you know? Warlock, Dungeons and Dragons thing that I'm watching now. I can't see any other players on screen at the minute, but is it a multiplayer game? Or do you just play the Warlock of the title? Because I feel like Dungeons and Dragons should keep to its multiplayer. Like, that's kind of what defines Dungeons and Dragons to me. Like, as someone that doesn't play Dungeons and Dragons, has no say in it, and should just keep my mouth shut. It's a social event, right? I don't actually know that the universe is necessarily interesting or fleshed out in its own right. But I'm not a negative content creator here for the grift, so wait a minute, they don't make you play as her, do they? I'm seeing opportunity to grift here. I'm not going to do it. Think it's single player from what they showed. It's a new genre for them. Who's the dev? What else have they made? Reminds me that I still need to play the Bard's Tale VR game. That was okay. I mean, this looks quite good, right? It's definitely a pretty game. And you can smash, like, pillars and columns of stone on their heads. So you can... I love telekinesis as a mechanic in games. Big pause, big teleport, cinematic, stylish. I like it. But yeah, I love teleportation, telekinesis when it's done well. And you can hurl your rocks and hurl things into things and make things crumble and explode. I like that stuff. It's usually my choice if I've got a game that has a choice of superpowers and there's one that's telekinetic. If there's a Jean Grey or whatever, that's typically my character. So this game, obviously you've got the Star Wars Force Unleashed kind of things going on as well. This game is leaning into that. Who knows? Maybe it'll be my introduction into a Dungeons and Dragons world. But I think like Dungeons and Dragons in itself isn't a world, is it? It isn't lore or a story or a setting in its own right, because there are multiple or myriad, many different settings that you'd consider Dungeons and Dragons, different rule sets that you can apply to different worlds and all the rest of it. And yet there are signature Dungeons and Dragons creatures. I don't know what Dungeons and Dragons is. Blimey, I'm an idiot. Deepstone Killer, how's the game dev going? Oh, that's a painful question right now. I've not done any for a little bit. Yeah, not done any for a little bit. Done stuff like getting this show going, and I need to get back to the game dev. It's tricky because I want to get videos and things done, and I want to actually play games as well. My game dev hit some stumbling blocks, but not insurmountable ones. Maybe some insurmountable ones, but there are still things that I can do and push forwards. Oh, that's a good rainstorm. That's a good rainstorm. This game's looking nice now. I like a bit of lightning in the rain. Seems risky, but you do it anyway. Yeah, this is a nice looking game, actually. I'm impressed by what I've seen here. Looking and performing well. So my game dev, I'm at a point where I need to just put a few more systems in, actually. A few more of the things that work towards the progression. Not that many more systems to put in before I start expanding things more horizontally. Like start fleshing out the ones that are already in there. Start adding like more spells and more weapons and more enemies and all that kind of stuff. But I need to fix... I'm not artistic, and I need the UI to be, even in just a testing phase, to be more usable than it is right now. So that's probably my next objective on game dev. Not even like a finalized UI, but just one that's a bit more pleasant to navigate, so that I can get through the testing and the building. But I don't like the way that UI works in Unity. It's a bit jank. So I've got some work to do there, and I will. And this is ProxChat is the show where I'm more likely to talk about that when I do start making progress again. So thank you for asking, though. It's the first interest in my game that I'm making. It's very exciting. Do you know what, FCW? I did play Baldur's Gate 3, and that is a Dungeons and Dragons game of a sort, isn't it? So actually, I'm an expert on Dungeons and Dragons. Basically, like, you got Karak, ACG, who's got Dungeons and Dragons, like actual tabletop games that he's been running for like 20-something years, ongoing campaigns. And basically, I've just displaced him as the biggest expert because I played Baldur's Gate 3. So that's cool. Play Control, everyone. Damn it, Control Everyone sounds like a good game. But you mean play Control and then you accidentally capitalize that everyone and made it look like part of the title of the game. Play Control, that's on my list as well, because I did play a few hours of Control, and I regret stopping. A few hours was just in the office shooting like the bookshelves and the tables and stuff. It has a really neat physics system in Control, never mind all the graphics and other things. Just shooting bookshelves, tables, stuff like that, breaking glass. It's a bit of a distraction for me. I like breaking things. So yeah, I should get it. I've already got it. I should play it. Control Resonance, not got a very strong pull, not got much of a hold of me, which is good because there's a lot of games coming out and I don't want more of them to be like must play, can't afford kind of things. Do you know Deepstone Killer? I could AI stop the user interface. Probably. I think Unity, I've not got it in there, but you can have Unity has its own inbuilt AI stuff that you can use to throw some things together. I could probably use that to mock up a little interface, but I don't know. There's ways and means. I've got an idea in my head of more how I want it to function, but UI is not that interesting. Polishing the UI is probably interesting, but for now, get Blasphemous 2. It's terrific. Luke, you're more enamored with it than you were as of Saturday. Saturday you'd only played it a little bit and you were liking it, but now you're getting as far as to tell me that it's terrific. So you're not the first person to say it, so maybe I will get there, but it's like Metroidvania. It's one of the least me genres of games. But a couple of creature capture games at Gamescom. Power World has opened the floodgates, it seems. There are a lot of games following suit on what Power World has done, aren't there? Did any of them look good though, Wix? Will any of them replace it? James, why don't you join my guild and feed my pals for me? Oh, that's a compelling offer, Wix. He's bound to take you up on it. Do the work for you. My wife did it for me, so James will do it for you, I think. Luke can't be trusted on Indias. Oh, Luke, they're coming after you today. That's twice. So now it's like, it's 2 against 1. One person said that they tune in to the round table specifically for Luke's recommendations because they're so good. And now 2 people have said, can't trust Luke. Bad recommendations. What say ye? Wait, they look rubbish, but Power World looks rubbish, right? If you saw a trailer of Power World, you go, that looks rubbish. Ha ha, Pokemon with guns, but it looks rubbish. And then you play it and it's well structured, has a little bit going on that makes you want to play it a bit more. Doesn't trailer well though, it looks rubbish. Fortnite meets Pokemon, gross mess of a game. Aesthetically at least. So, James should be taking care of his elders, yeah. FTW, you played mouthwashing because of Darge and Luke, so you'll stick up for him. But that was... Okay, so you got another one on your side because FTW was a big fan of mouthwashing. And credits you. Okay. You're worth at least 3 people, so you've still got a majority. Well... Like, I admire the arrogance. Good for you, Luke. Good for you. It will carry you far. Look Outside was shit. Oh, you know what? Deepstone Killer. I didn't enjoy Look Outside. So if I were to weigh in a little bit, I'm only worth like half a person at most, so it doesn't count. But yeah, Look Outside didn't really do a lot for me. I tried. Anyway, was there anything else from Gamescom? Because I need to get to Retro Recall and I need to go to bed. We will obviously talk a lot of Gamescom and all the rest of it as necessary, as per people's interests, on Saturday when we do the Arcadia round table and everybody can speak up on these things. But mouthwashing is, do you know what, Wix? Yes. It's almost exactly the same as Power Wash Sim. It's like there could have been some copyright infringement there. There could have been a bit of a legal back and forth, like, why are you copying our game? But they were subtly different enough that mouthwashing got to stand as its own game and was quite a talking point for a little while. So, not sure if I'd recommend it to you. It's definitely not for everyone. Ball X Pit was not great. Now, come on. That's another one that Luke did recommend. That's all I'm going to say. So. Our Deepstone Killer is on board for the Ball Pit as well. Yeah, okay. So we've got some fans of Ball X Pit. I didn't get along with it. Didn't get along with it. Very restrictive to me. It was great. Look, your capital letters aren't going to convince me. They're not. Anyway. Gamescom, opening night live. Tell me if the Final Fantasy trailer was exciting. I'm not going to put it on. I don't want to watch a Final Fantasy trailer. But just give me a little bit of feedback. It's just gonna, like, of course everybody already knows if they're interested in the third part of the game or not. You're either a person that likes it, having played the first two, or you're not a person that likes it, and the trailer's surely not going to sell people on it. So why show me a damn trailer? Oh, look. I think Replicant's not even particularly on your case there, Luke. I think he's sort of supporting that your opinions can be, you know, they're okay. You're not a bad guy. But you're all like lashing out at everybody now. How's it going, Johnny? Johnny, no, I'll ask afterwards actually. Trump voice. I'm not going to read in a Trump voice because I don't do good impressions. I will only embarrass myself. Final Fantasy should just be forgotten. Oh, radders. Oh, radders. That's a silly thing to say to me. I'm very much looking forward to Final Fantasy. Very much looking forward to part 3 of that. Possibly more than I'm looking forward to any other game. Possibly more than I'm looking forward to my own game if I ever manage to finish it. I should buy Mortal Shell 2. So you're enjoying it still, Johnny. Thoughts on Megabonk? I've never played Megabonk. My son played Megabonk. Brute Force will tip the scale either way. I've got Brute Force. My Brute Force physical edition arrived today. Actually, this whole retro thing that I'm doing, I really want to get deeper into it. It's really... There's like a massive pit asking me to throw money in it. I don't have money to throw in it. But there's so many things that are like, oh, I want a RetroTink. I want a RetroTink so that I can like use retro hardware properly. I was looking today, I shouldn't be looking, but I've got a Saturn and I used to have the 3D eye controller for it. And I wish I still had my 3D controller. Oh look, the 3D controller is on eBay for 90 quid. I don't have 90 quid. I want that controller. Oh, there's so many things that I could buy. And this Brute Force box that arrived, that I bought for like 4 quid or whatever it is, it's in really good condition. I've not looked at the disc yet. Wait there. Wait there. Oh no, I dropped my headphones. I don't need the headphones anyway, it's fine. A lot of this is green, so it's not going to work. But this is a good condition box. It's good condition. It's got a manual. It's got an instructions manual that's not even damaged. It's like a new copy of Brute Force almost. It's got all kinds of stuff, and the disc itself, this is why I can't have discs. I'm savage in the box trying to get it from the stupid little clip. The disc is pristine. Not entirely pristine actually. If you catch it at the right angle, you can see it's a used. It's lived a life, this disc, but it's a pretty good condition disc. Although Brute Force did emulate reasonably well. Unboxing, no, I don't do unboxing videos. I'm just like, it's got customer service numbers. Look at this. Customer services numbers for the limited warranty. I could phone Australia's customer service inquiring about the warranty on my copy of Brute Force. I'm not gonna do that, but yeah. What a thrill. Okay, Chuck, it's gone now. Now the disc is damaged, I threw it away. But it's more than like just a little novelty. The retro stuff is appealing. And on that note, let's talk retro stuff. So last week's Retro Recall, little section where we pick a retro game to play for the week. Last week's Retro Recall surprised me. Amin suggested Half-Life. I didn't expect Half-Life to get the vote, but original Half-Life got the vote. So I played it as promised. I streamed it on Thursday as promised. I played it really badly, which wasn't part of the deal. I didn't promise to play it badly, but deep down I knew that I would. I knew that I would. It's inspired me to shift my desk actually and get rid of this gaming keyboard. I've got... shall I unplug it? No. I've got a Wooting 60% gaming keyboard with fancy analog keys. And it's like, it's nice, it does its job. If you were to look at its marketing and see all its features and stuff, it does them all exactly as it says, but I don't really like it. So I want to go back to my old mechanical keyboard. Because the analog one is so sensitive that my resting fingers just move me from side to side when I don't want to move from side to side. But that aside, I'm not here to talk about my keyboard. I'm talking about Retro Recall. Yeah, I played Half-Life. Original Half-Life. I want my headphones. I want my headphones back. I'm missing my OST. And it doesn't entirely hold up. There are things that are like, oh, this is aged out a bit. Because, like, the opening train ride is long enough to turn a modern-day gamer away entirely. Where it sets the scene and you're just standing on a train. That feels like it lasts 10 minutes. It doesn't last as long as 10 minutes, I'm sure. But it is long before the game kind of picks up a little bit of steam. The thing that's aged the most, though, visuals you expect, right? You know what it's going to look like going into it. But the thing that's aged the most is the audio quality. The voice lines are so compressed. I don't have a particularly like finely tuned sense of hearing for compression and things like that. I'm not an audiophile. I'm not like, oh, I need all of my music to be in FLAC format so I get like the hi-fi audio, all the rest of it. But Half-Life is like so compressed that the voices sound awful. Very crackly, weird, like bad speech. But it is all voice and it is cool. And besides the audio quality in terms of compression and stuff, besides that, in terms of like spatial audio and the quality of the effects and so on, it's actually really good. You can tell where things are coming from. It's old-fashioned stereo, but you know what's what. Environments are pretty alive, and it sounds good, apart from that quality. Gameplay-wise, though, it's quite surprisingly harsh. It's quite surprisingly harsh in terms of headcrabs are small bastard targets, and that's what the game starts you up against. So you play Half-Life Alyx, and the first set of enemies that you fight, they're like zombies with headcrabs, and they're really easy. They're slow, they're meandering, they get you used to the combat and all the rest of it. But Half-Life throws bastard headcrabs at you that are quite hard to actually shoot, especially when you play badly like I do. So I was just struggling for survival in the opening sequences, but I was impressed by like hard to describe, like the theatrics of it, considering it was the first game that was theatrical as you go through. I don't want to say cinematics, I'm going with theatre, it's a little bit more classy. Like, it's not basic, it's quite sophisticated. When you've got like G-Man walking around watching your endeavours and things like that, these are a level above what I expected the game to be. I expected the game to be, if you remember Metroid Prime 4, when they started trailering that, and they're like, oh, look how cinematic this is. You can see stuff happening as you roll around in the vents, and there's like a fight going on down below. I expected that level of basic, and Half-Life exceeds that, because there's stuff going on as that lab starts falling apart around you, and it was enjoyable actually. Like, it was good enough that I do want to go and play the rest of it, and will try and play the rest of it. I'm not necessarily going to stream the rest of it. I hate streaming shooting games because I lose all ability to aim when I'm doing that. But yeah, Amin says that it was chapter 6 that I was on. I don't think it was particularly marked as chapter 6 in a way that I recognise, but apparently I'm on chapter 6. I got a fair way to go. I'm on, you could call it a boss fight. It's not like a direct encounter with a boss, but I'm on like an alien set piece that's quite interesting. I'll get through that. And yeah, but it is, everything's quite narrow. It's kind of like a corridor game in a sense. It mazes around a little bit, but you never have much scope for like exploration or going anywhere. So there is that, and I did get lost in some vents at one point. But yeah, no, Half-Life went really well. So it was a good start for me for the retro recall section. However, doesn't help me choose the next game. So throw some suggestions at me for things that I should play for the retro recall stream this Thursday, actually. Give me some titles, things that I should play next. My backlog of retro games, because I started Brute Force and I started Half-Life, and they're both things I actually do want to play more of. GTA 4? I mean, GTA 4. Ignore my reaction. Don't let that influence your decision, because I will play whatever comes up in this selection. But you've chosen GTA 4. Alex the Kid, properly going back. Not impossible. Shenmue. I've actually got actual Shenmue and an actual Dreamcast. I could disc that one up. Although I'd rather disc it up when I had a retro Tink or something. I've got quite a basic VGA to HDMI connection for it at the moment. But Shenmue's an option. Could emulate it on the Xbox. Golden Axe. Simon the Sorcerer. Okay. Mario Land. What? I'm struggling to whittle this down. Infinite Undiscovery. Do you know what, James? That is retro enough, but it's a full-on fucking RPG. Not entirely against it. Infinite Undiscovery was on my list of things to play in the Retronomicon series in its own right. But for a one-off Thursday, I don't know, I'm not sure I'd get far into Infinite Undiscovery. Have you played that one? Are you a fan of it? Should I have it on my list of things to do? Manhunt, FTW, Demon Hunter tells me that that's terrible, like, not suitable for YouTube. I need something suitable for YouTube. Penguin Adventure? Is that real? Don't make things up at me. I mean, it's a good thing Craig isn't here then. I don't want to play GTA 4. I'll add it to the list, just in case people want to see GTA 4. The Lord of the Rings remaster did just release. I'm not sure where I stand on remasters for the retro stuff. I think we'll go for like community steer on that one. If a retro game that has had a remaster releases, then I'll let people choose whether I go original or remaster. Which is the case for Klonoa, for example, that I listed there. Klonoa. I have, don't know how I have it, but it says that I've got it on the PlayStation 5 as available to play. Don't know if it's like subscription or otherwise. There is obviously an original version as well, so. And that's quite a direct remaster, so I don't really know where I stand on what I should do. It's a Kojima game. What is Wix? Oh, we've got shouts for Max Payne and for Max Payne 2. Penguin Adventure is a Kojima game, is it? Okay. Golden Axe. I don't know if Golden Axe is too far back, if it's too retro. I had that on the Atari ST, and I remember the noise as you hit the stupid little gnome with his sack of treasure. Like, that's not the noise. That was a terrible, terrible impression. I hope that NVIDIA broadcast spared me from sending any of that through. I don't know how to summarize this. What should I put in for the vote? Deep Stone Killer, you got a ROM for Shenmue not long back. You would say don't do that. You did GD ROM Shenmue not long back. What version of Shenmue did you have a crack at? Spain 2, Bioshock or System Shock? I guess those count as like kind of retro. Wasn't Bioshock on... was it? If it came out on the Xbox One, it's too recent. But if it was a 360 game, then it's acceptable. And I can't remember. And you're serious about this Penguin Adventure? Echo the Dolphin, the scariest game of all time. Radders. I am shocked. I'm shocked that you would try and scare me. GD-ROM is Dreamcast emulator, is it? I see. Yeah, I don't remember the load times with the Dreamcast. I imagine they were fairly chunky. The games weren't that big, but... Okay, so I don't know what Penguin Adventure is. I'm going to put... I'm putting the poll together now. Not massively enamored with these choices, I think. I think you've let me down here. But I could be wrong. Maybe these are brilliant games. Poll. That's the wrong thing. Here comes the poll. Let me go back to this view while I sort out the poll. Thinking. So, polls. So we've got... Yes, keyboard's not even good for typing. I need to swap it. So, I'll put Klonoa on the list again. Repeat offender, but we'll see. I'll put GTA 4 on the list, but dodgy choice. What else do we have? Penguin, whatever the fuck. And we'll have that. And Max Payne. Max Payne. Okay, I mean we may as well do the first one if we're going to do. We're going to have a choice of Max Paynes. So, ready. I'll put it up for 3 minutes. I can't see the button to put it up. So you can vote whether you're on YouTube or whether you're on Twitch. It is 1 for Klonoa, 2 for GTA 4, 3 for Penguin whatever the fuck, 4 for Golden Axe, 5 for Max Payne. I will have to play whatever you vote for now because I put them in the list. So forget GTA 4. I mean, it's a vote. People can choose to forget it. That's fine. I've already put it on the list. I can't see any results though. So those are the numbers. Type them in chat. That's how the voting works. Max Payne has a vote. That is winning so far. 2 votes for Max Payne, which is probably going to be enough to carry it over the line. 3 votes for Max Payne, and none of them are Amin yet, so looks like I'm going to be playing Max Payne. So Amin has voted for Max Payne. We're up to 4 there. I'll be surprised if anything can knock it off the podium. It looks like I'm going to be playing the first Max Payne game. My goodness, everybody, it's 100%, 6 votes for Max Payne at the moment. Tell me where I should play it. Obviously, subject to it winning. If a bunch of people suddenly come in and vote for Penguin whatever the fuck from out of nowhere, then it'll be Penguin whatever the fuck. But assuming it's going to be Max Payne, should I be looking PC or should I be looking somewhere else? Keystone Killer, Max Payne 2, surely 1 had no vibe. I'm happy to it if that's the consensus. Just get it on PC. Okay. Rigged. Radders, you haven't even voted. You can't complain about it being rigged when you've not even put a vote in. Do we have any objections to it being Max Payne 2 if it is the better of the games? Pete, Loft Song was the one that appealed to you. I'll have a little look back at Loft Song in a minute. I saw the name, but I didn't actually look at it. Is Chronic trying to do multiples? No, Chronic, you have to pick one. You have to vote with a single number or your vote won't go through. You thought that Craig wasn't here? Has he just stepped up with a vote? Pete has voted for Penguin whatever the fuck. Max Payne 2 was a film noir masterpiece. Okay. And Wix is also saying do too. So, at the moment, Max Payne 2 is going to be... It's a fix. Radders, you've not voted. You can't complain about it being a fix when you haven't voted. Chronic, you say that Radders voted for, but I'm not seeing his vote. If he types the number 4, then I'd see his vote in the list. I'm going to scroll up and see if it's just broken. No, Radders definitely typed 4 there. Radders, you typed 4. It's rigged. This is broken. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute, Wix. What's too hard for me? Penguin whatever the fuck. It probably is, to be fair. Okay, so this Thursday is Despite Radda's vote not being counted, I think Radda's is the only one that didn't get counted. I don't know why it wasn't counted. I'll add it in there. There's 1 vote for Golden Axe. There's 1 vote for Penguin whatever the fuck. And there are 7 votes for Max Payne. So Max Payne 2 is going to be the game on Thursday. And then we can talk about it next week. It's later than I thought. Oh shit, I need to go to bed. So, Pete, your game of choice will have to wait until Saturday and hopefully take a look at it then. For now, I think we need to call this the end of ProxChat. 8 other people voted for a 4 as well. Isla, it doesn't work like that. I can't add votes after the poll is closed. And besides which, Max Payne was a runaway clear winner, so nothing to be done about it, I'm afraid. Chronic, I've counted Radda's vote. I've done my best. I have no idea why it didn't show. He's probably, like, not a real person. Radda's has been identified as either a criminal without the right to vote or a bot without the right to vote. And I didn't do it, you know. Justice for Radda's, I know. I'm there with you. So, yeah, I think I do have to finish because I do have to get up at 5:40 again. So that is the end of the second ProxChat. Very grateful that people came and joined in and talked. Because like I say, this would be awful if nobody came along and it was just me. It's just me talking to myself. Oh, I can't do that. I mean, and I didn't have to because you've shown up. Made it interesting. Free Radders, yeah. Free Radders for everybody. Anybody want a free Radders? Giving them away. Pete is giving away a Radders to anyone that wants a Radders. And I'm sure there's going to be some takers. But for now, yeah. Thank you, Johnny. That's what I needed. I needed a good night. It's time to sleep. Send the footage. I will try. Yes, I'll get that going. ProxChat will be back next week. The Gaming Arcadia Roundtable will be back at the weekend. And Max Payne 2 will be on Thursday. Might even be something on the Friday. Who knows? It is a good name, Craig. I came up with it myself. I designed a pretty fancy logo. And yeah, I've done quite a lot here, so out on the mat. Good job me. And good night, everybody.